recording a video here because I thought it would be cool to do an introduction in a different area.
Oh my god.
Hi, my name is Sam and I'm a film student, and I'm currently working on a short film that I'm directing called Big Bite. And these videos are ways of me to just kind of show the progress of that project and also kind of hold myself accountable so that I can actually finish it. So the main goals of this project are, as stated, to document the progress of the production itself, sort of like a devlog almost, to check off finished requirements and verify completion and just make sure the stuff that I want to have done is finished, to hold myself accountable and ensure that this project does get completed. And number 4, just for fun, just have a little fun with it. I thought it would be a fun project. So at this point in production, we've done most of our pre-production already. We've gotten the shot list together. We've got the script all ready to go. I don't have a script on me. I gave them all to the actors. We have all the actors cast. We have basically the entire crew set. We do not have Griffin Electric yet. We were going to shoot everything a lot earlier in the month, but we ran into some issues with the equipment we were checking out. It's all going to be school-funded equipment, basically. And they walled us off from checking anything out because we asked for too many things. So the idea right now is to have everything, not everything, but at least get started on some stuff in around mid-March, which would be during spring break. I guess I should mention while we're here, just kind of explain what the movie is about. Okay, so here's my pitch I originally used for the intermediate project. It did not get picked, unfortunately. But I kept the idea in my back pocket because I still think it would be pretty fun and interesting. It follows main character and public access television host Rachel Razor as she goes through the process of trying to prove to her other co-hosts and her manager and the police that she is the victim of a stalking case. And over time, as she works harder and harder to get that proof that she needs to convince everyone around her that she is being stalked, she ends up employing the same tactics that her stalker himself uses against him to basically blackmail him into leaving her alone. In this universe we live in, there's a public access television show with 4 hosts, title pending, where you get 10 seconds to call in and speak with one of the hosts and say whatever you want. They get to reply however they want. After those 10 seconds, the call cuts off no matter what. So at one point, Rachel gets a phone call. She's going about her business, taking the call and everything, and the guy on the other end basically just doxes her on live television and reads off her entire address and just like really revealing information. And that's the inciting action. That's the way that Rachel decides she's going to find out about her stalker, and she's going to use the information she gets to out him to the general public and prove to everyone around her that doesn't believe her that she's telling the truth. A main draw of the film is meant to be the aesthetic side of it, and it's meant to sort of celebrate a lot of alternative styles and subcultures and create a very unique and established look about it, if that makes sense. The project is meant to be, currently, it's looking around to be like 15 to 18 minutes long. There's quite a few different locations involved, which is why it's kind of a bigger one. I keep telling everybody on the crew that Big Bite has multiple meanings. Currently, the focus of the project production is to, first of all, just get things shot, but also get all of our interior scenes, shot as soon as we possibly can, because those are the ones that we're going to be utilizing the campus for mostly for locations. And the goal is to kind of speed run the production of this, because the further we get into the semester, the more busy everyone's going to get. And we're about halfway through the first term right now, so it's probably about time to get moving. I wanted to do it originally in early February, but I was doing an assistant directing project basically the week before that, and by the time we got finished with the project we had, it was kind of a godsend that we got walled off from checking off the equipment, because it would have been one weekend with that directing project and then one weekend the following weekend with Big Bite. And I think that would have just killed everybody because there's a lot of crew overlap between these two things. So, things that I did this week. It is currently February 21st, 2026. It's around 10 p.m. right now. And it's a Saturday. So here's everything that I worked on this week for Big Bite. Not a lot of progress was made this week. I'm doing another co-directing project of a documentary, and a lot of pre-production has been focused on that project and not Big Bite, because student projects that are like assignment based are always going to take priority in the situation, and Big Bite is a personal project, it's not an assignment. So not a lot was worked on. One of the main things that I and my assistant director Landon have been focusing on right now is making sure that everyone's schedules are aligning such that we can potentially shoot something on March 13th, which is Friday. We're trying to figure out if the teachers will let us on campus for that. So I emailed the teacher for the television studio that we are trying to shoot some scenes in, and the equipment, kind of the guy on the campus who handles equipment rentals and things like that, and another teacher that handles the soundstage, to see if we'd be able to make anything work for spring break if they just let us in for a few hours. Yeah, so I've got a semi-formed list of the crew members I know are absolutely confirmed to help out. I don't have classes with a lot of these people this semester, so it's kind of hard to get a hold of them. But we've basically locked in everybody except our second AC and our G&E right now. So that's the main next focus. All of the actors have basically confirmed. I feel like I hopefully gave them far enough notice in advance that they can work around it. Texted the AD at Landon about checking in with everybody, making sure that we're on the same page, making sure we're communicating, because that's going to be a really big element of this project, just because there will be so many elements to it that everyone's going to need to be on the same page about. I have a Pinterest board as well for the aesthetics of all the characters. Things that we have already finished: we got a shot list, we have a crew sheet for the most part, we have equipment breakdowns, we have casting, and we have mood boards. One thing I really want to get focused on next week, if possible, depending on if we're allowed to record things on spring break when everyone's off the campus or not, is I would love to get a script breakdown done with my scriptie, get a prop list together, get an outfit list together, because this is going to take place, the Big Bite will take place roughly over the course of a week. So luckily, my actor for Rachel, Lizzie Poole, basically already dresses the way that Rachel is meant to dress in the movie. So she's super duper down. She literally told me she's just gonna get like 4 or 5 outfits together. I told her to do 3 and we'll mix and match, but she's really, really excited about this. So wardrobe needs to get taken care of. Locations have basically been pinned down. We've got a couple spots, like a corner store area and like a random street that I'm not super worried about. We can just shoot those on the fly if we need to. I guess it's worth mentioning as well, Rachel Razor herself, the main character, is obviously inspired by Tina Arena and Raw Time. There's a lot of like Raw Time inspiration in this. It's a very aesthetically focused and chronologically ambiguous project that I will be very excited to shoot. And I don't want to think about editing right now, because we do not need to think about editing until we have all of the footage together, which is going to be, got the shot list over with. It's all, the script's been written out. It's sent to the actors. We've done a table read. 20 minutes doesn't sound like a lot, right? Like 15 to 18 minutes doesn't sound like a lot, but this is by far going to be the largest project I ever worked on before. So, we're not going to think about that. This week, we have dealing with scheduling and figuring out blocking and things like that. Next week, I want to get props and more creative direction figured out, and a script breakdown figured out with my supervisor. That's going to be hopefully what I can do for next week. And that is hopefully what I have done for this week. And with luck, I will see you, and I will have another video recorded next Saturday. That's all. Yep, all right.